Okay. Let's see here. Yep. Okay. So, apologies to everyone who is trying to tune in right now and trying to chat. For some reason, the live chat is down. Oh, hello.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Literally just started the stream, so just powering things up right now.
I joined at the perfect time.
Excellent, yes.
So, just a foreword to you, I am ridiculously tired right now. I do not know why. I just stopped and finally got everything set up, and all of a sudden, like, the whole day just hit me at once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just letting you know, I still want to play, but
yeah,
I'm hoping I don't nod off.
That's okay. That's okay. We're depending on how far y'all get tonight. We're looking at a pretty laid-back session, so nothing too intense. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Hopefully, we'll see. So,
yeah.
Also, this virtual machine is working ridiculously well. So.
Oh yeah, the one that Neighrator set up for you.
Yeah, like it loads right in, does everything I needed to do. I'm doing it on the computer through the phone. So.
Ooh, okay.
Like besides a little bit of lag, obviously, it works really well, and especially for the type of game we're playing, the lag don't really matter. So.
Perfect.
And it works through my phone's internet, so I mean, it's quicker than trying to log on otherwise.
Awesome. Well, that's good that we got that all worked out.
It makes me happy, for sure.
Yeah. Well, for some reason, the YouTube live chat is not working, so it's gonna be a mostly quiet night chat-wise. It's looking like.
Oh well, YouTube's all fucked up anyways. It's time to make our own platform with blackjack and hookers.
Perfect. All right, I'm just getting this all squared away here.
Sounds good to me. It's funny, the music gets streamed too, so I can hear it. That makes me so happy. Oh. He deserves all of anything he wants in the world right now.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know what he wants, and I hope he doesn't ask for too much, but I'll try. So how has your week been, Wuten?
It has been excellent. I don't know if you saw it, but I finally got some content out for the first time in a while.
Got you some Darren Douche Chapter 11, I saw.
Yeah.
Anything you want. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Maybe I'll actually go listen through the whole thing sometime. Probably would be a good idea.
It's a pretty fun ride, I'll say.
Strap in, ya in for quite the ride, boy.
Yeah.
It's an Anon in Equestria, isn't it?
Yep.
Is Daring Douche an Anon in Equestria?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's the main difference is that it's told from like the perspective of Daring Do rather than Anon for the most part. And so you get sort of you get like Daring's point of view rather than Anon. Anon's more of like a character rather than the point of entry for people who are being introduced to the concept of human in Equestria. So it's pretty interesting. I like it.
Gotcha.
And, especially if you're into like if the concept of Daring Do acting like an absolute Chad interests you, that might be up your alley.
Interesting. It does. I do think I'll probably stick it on a playlist and try to listen to it tomorrow. Let's see what I get.
Yeah.
See what I figure. So
Yeah.
I swear to God, halfway through that, I felt like there was something that I was remembering, and now I lost it. Shoot.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Completely unrelated, but related to what we are doing tonight.
Yes.
Check out, where's the voiceover? Are you interested in doing a hero roleplay again?
Ooh.
Yeah, the cyberpunk from before has been repurposed. So.
Ooh. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay. Depending on what day it gets run, I'd be more than happy to join in on that.
Okay, because I know the other one kind of became defunct, but what I wrote down is that I'm running it very much. It's freeform and runs like a comic book, which means we can run as little as one person. So it's just whenever folks are all available during a week. It's because of the way that the game can be run. It can just do it with as few people as show up. I'm gonna run it as more of a monster of the week style. So
right. Okay. Well, that'll be pretty cool. I'll have to refamiliarize myself with the Hero D20, but it should be pretty easy to pick up. I remember playing it years ago. So
yeah, and Bill Nye could still fit in perfectly well if you really wanted to. If you really want to bring back Bill Nye the Science
Oh
Guy.
my god. So viewers, for those of you who don't know, so Hero D20 is the system where it's very much freeform. You can create your characters and builds based on like a point buy system. So it's very, very much like pre-making Pathfinder characters in that regard. And so you get these hero points that you can use to spend on your powers, and you can flavor your powers to be any sort of thing. So for mine, I created Bill Nye, the science guy, and his hero alter ego is the science guy. And so what I did was sort of like I think it was Godrealm Pain from Naruto Shippuden, where he basically controls gravity, but it's basically like it's flavored like that, but in mechanic sense, it's like a reverse explosion where you have this area radius, and then everything that's everything that's within that radius gets pulled towards the center point, and they take falling damage once they hit something or reach that inner, like, based on how much distance they are from the radius. So it's some interesting strategic stuff that could really play into some interesting mechanics in the game. So it's fun stuff.
And you could sit there and take your little power and have flavored it any way you wanted. You wanted it to be a miniature black hole that popped into existence for less than a second and pulled people towards it. You could have done that too.
Yep, that's pretty much literally what it was. That's literally what it was, pretty much.
Well, I mean, fair. So
yeah. It was like a center point. It doesn't like suck people into the black hole itself. It just coalesces people towards that point. And so once they reach that point, plus all the like debris that would be pulled into it in addition, would cause them to take however much falling damage that they would take based on how far they, like how close to the what's the edge of a black, like the black hole's gravitational pull, like the further away event horizon. Yeah, so the further away they were from the event horizon, if they're still in the gravitational pull of it, the close, like the more damage they would take, because they would fall, like quote unquote fall a further distance. And so they would it's some interesting stuff.
You can make just about anything, basically. So
okay, let's see. I think for the most part we're just waiting on Guti and Neighrator to join in.
Fair enough. Well, now I'm trying to allow my percolating ideas to keep me up. I think Zeal might ask the others. I don't know, because I feel like maybe he's starting to worry. It's like people are just kind of slowly disappearing. He's like, and now we were 3. It's like, who's next to leave is kind of his thoughts. So.
It's quite a curious thing that he might be a bit concerned about.
Yeah, just a little bit, because obviously there's been a couple of folks who have come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
But the consistent group had stayed the same up until Mjolnir left.
Yeah.
Because he was asked to be an envoy to the orcs, which, now that I think about it, apparently he must not have done a very good job because they invaded soon afterwards. So...
I've got some stuff going on behind the scenes. It depends on how things go.
Fair enough. Speaking of devils,
we're both here.
Oh, hey, we both joined at the same time. Perfect.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
NP, you deserve anything you want. Just letting you know.
Okay. Oh, for the VM. Oh, I see you're in the thing. Cool.
It made it loading up so easy. It uses no data. It's like and for the style of game we're playing, I don't need to have the speed, so the lag is no problem. So
nice. I'm glad that's working out for you.
Yeah.
You deserve whatever you want. Just let me
Now,
don't say whatever I want.
That's why okay. All I'm gonna say is I will try, but
let's leave that right there. Ooh. Anyway, how about that D&D, you guys?
Anyway, so guys, last time on Champions of Narr'tor, y'all beat the fucking Bandersnatch. Yeah.
There's no Bandermatch for us.
Yeah.
Hey.
So
Bandersnatch that victory.
Yeah.
Gosh. I'm just imagining, right afterwards, as we were sitting there eating and cooking it, just Zeal looking over, going, "Wait, was that thing that they were saying was a legendary monster?"
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, it tastes delicious.
So, guys, before we get started, does anyone need their current character sheet?
That reminds me, I should probably go open mine up.
Yeah.
I got mine.
All right.
Okay, I have to figure out where Zeal's is actually saved, because I have a copy of his at level 15.
I have his level 17 if you need it.
I have it too, but I don't know where it's actually saved, because the copy is saved in my D&D folder. I don't know where the other copy is saved.
Well, now you can save that copy to your D&D folder.
Perfect. We're good to go then.
All right.
God, my computer is such a mess. I have to clean it up so badly.
Well,
again, I just use the desktop as an end-all be-all, and it just slowly fills up over time until eventually I have to stick it all into a sort later folder, and then it happens all over again.
I know that feeling. I have
IT professional.
I have all my character sheets and all of the pictures that I use for character tokens next to them on the desktop. And it's got this nice little section where it's just PDFs.
when I see, I'd be working on a customer's machine, they have literally everything on the desktop.
Oh.
I wouldn't even ask permission. I would dump it all into one folder and put it stuff from the desktop. And they would see their desktop background, their wallpaper, and what's that? What is that?
I have folders upon folders upon folders of different campaign groups. So.
Well, to be fair, we got 12 campaigns running at the same time.
Yep, I'm keeping it organized.
Perfect. So
it can be a pain sometimes to find the right folder, but my God, is it worth
it? So, what do you guys say we take this time to dive right into a little something that Luna's been working on for a little while.
Wow! Look at this map.
Oh, shit.
Look at that.
She did you before she did me. Wait, hang on a second.
Whoa!
Whoa!
But yeah, so we
Working
have this
on a
nice...
better version.
So we got this nice, nice clean-looking map for Champions of Narr'tor now.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
Where's the Are You Sure? Oh, I see it. I see it.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
And it will slowly, as we determine more and more where everything is, it will become more and more accurate.
Yeah, more. It'll flesh out more and more. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, shall we join in on our heroes as they travel?
I see a little picture, I think, with all of us there. Yeah, there's the caravan right there.
Okay. There we go.
Man, wouldn't it be so much easier if we just built a path through the mountains to the dwarf citadel rather than having to walk around it every single fucking time?
Well, if you're referring to this isn't the Dwarf Citadel.
I know it's not. The dwarf citadel is like closer to Naya, but you have to walk all the way around the mountains. Why don't we just
Yeah.
make a tunnel?
Yeah. Well, maybe in at a later point there will be a trail that leads to the dwarves. Anyway,
Possibly.
so after a fairly busy night of gathering various materials from a giant or a gargantuan dead corpse of a mythical beast, you guys pack up and set off. And so let's see how
I will scout ahead.
travel goes along here. Okay, so Zeal, you have a thought. Why not pass through the mountains if we're going if I remember right, you guys were going mostly on foot, if I remember right?
I believe that they had horses.
The two of them had horses and then you were going on foot. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm the one who's going on foot because I can.
You
I'm
had an
faster than
idea.
horse.
Roll a perception check, Zeal.
I'm Z now?
Zeal.
Fair enough. I know. Being silly. Let's see.
They all start with Z. I know.
So many Z characters. Zareth, Zeal, Zayne. Apparently, it's very popular to have Z names in
Zio.
Zio.
My God. Don't you start with that shit. The last thing I need is Dio shipped with fucking Zareth.
That's the Zio ship. Oh, beautiful. Does that make it
Okay, so
Zagnaya?
Zigzag.
oh my God.
Anyway.
So, with a 41, you notice as you're traveling and get to the edge of the forest, you notice a bit of a crevasse. That seems like it would be pretty easy traveling on both foot and horseback. You think to yourself, maybe that would be a good slight shortcut.
I will ask the others what they think. Do you think perhaps we might be able to use this as... Do you guys think we could make a shortcut through here rather than walking all the way around the mountains like last time?
Yep.
Time is of the essence, but I think Zayne would be curious.
So I will say that the road that typically is traveled goes this way and around the mountain and joins up with the main road here.
Okay.
However, Zeal does see a rather easy looking shortcut
I think the only concern I would have is being able to look out for orc raiding parties, but I'm sure we can work our way around those
If necessary.
In my experience, there's a reason the road less traveled is the road less traveled. Could be a trap. Let's do it!
And with the gung-ho-ness of someone who just killed the Bandersnatch last night, you
still with puncture wounds.
Still with puncture wounds, by the way. You haven't healed nearly as much as you would prefer. You still...
Oh, yeah, we need to try to... that's right, we don't have a healer. We're going to have to take it easy for a couple days.
He's got the ones of...
I healed everybody after the thing.
Yeah, he's got the ones of healing.
I healed you guys for 33 and 34 HP.
I don't remember it, but that's okay. No worries. I don't care. If I'm healed, I'm healed. I don't care.
All right. So
with fresh red marks where puncture wounds would have been.
I need both Zayne and Alvor to make ride checks to make sure that the horses can remain steady on the mountain paths.
Oh, good. I put like no in that.
13.
Ride checks are usually pretty easy as long as the horse isn't spooked.
Yep.
Hey man, Alvor is a natural, so.
All right.
He's been riding horses all his life.
Okay. All right, so Alvor, you are able to traverse the pass without any issue. You're a natural at riding horses. Zayne, on the other hand, I need you to make a quick reflex save. As while you're traveling along with the mountain pass, your horse, one of its hooves slip on the cliffside, and I need you to reflex save to try and pull it back. Okay, you managed to catch it before it goes teetering over the edge. And after a couple of hours, which is much better time than what you would have made had you gone through the rest of the forest, you come out on the other side. And you see in the distance the road more traveled.
Yeah.
Zayne, your sister is the ruler of Naya, right?
Essentially, yes. We're the government was kind of switched around after, and the government went through a lot of changes after our father passed away, but she is essentially one of the chief overseers. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your father. I just thought maybe next time we're in Naya, you should let her know that maybe a road should be built this way instead of around the mountain. It seems like a much shorter way.
I'll certainly mention it to her. I think the big problem would be the orc menace that won't be leaving us should we survive Morgala.
Something that can be dealt with.
The last thing I would want is to make their job of raiding us easier. That's a bridge or path across when we get to it, I guess.
I suppose so.
All right, so let's see how your next 2 hours go. As you make your way towards the main road, the roads, the fields, as you approach it, seem mostly clear. So now that you're on the main road, you will be able to travel much quicker, as it's smoothed out. It's had much more horse traffic on it over the years, so it's a lot easier to traverse.
Perfect.
All right.
And for the last managed to make pretty good time here. You managed to make it all the way over to this corner part of the road as it makes its way around the mountain.
Closer to
And-
the sacked town of Blackstone.
Mhm.
Yep. And this is at this point you see that the sun is beginning to set over the tops of the mountains.
To the west.
Yep.
I'm just gonna look up at the mountains and just see the sun going down over them and just kind of, I don't know, he's just having a reflective moment, I guess, for a moment while they are setting up camp. I'm assuming that's what we're doing.
Cottage time.
Cottage time.
Setting up camp. Just Zayne holding out his hands.
For 10 minutes. And then just
Yeah.
I was gonna say it takes 10 minutes. Not...
Yeah, it's just like 10
I mean,
minutes.
I literally imagine him standing there for 10 minutes with his hands out and then just a it's just there.
Perfect. All right, so let's transition to our nighttime theme. There we are. So, nighttime. How would you guys like to proceed with watch?
I'm happy to do as the others would wish. I'm also going to ask if it's if you guys are looking to do some role play for this night as well, because I have something I'm thinking Zeal has got on his mind.
I'm good with it. I'm good with just whatever shifts, however we did it last time.
Okay, so we'll do Zeal, Zayne, Alvor, Zayne, and then Zeal to finish up then. That's good?
That works for me.
Sure.
All right. So you can take care of the whatever roleplay things that you had in mind while y'all are getting all settled in for the night.
So
Food
I'm going to
and stuff.
assume that we're all in the cottage, at least for the moment, maybe cooking or...
Yeah, getting a little something to eat before.
And Zeal is just kind of looking at, let's say, maybe like a bowl of porridge or something like that. He's just sort of gazing into it, just lost in thought for the moment.
Not hungry?
Oh, well, not nearly as much as I used to be. I don't need to eat nearly as much now. I've trained on that. He's gets lost in thought for a moment again.
Something troubling you?
I've transcended hunger. I mean, almost, but
Yeah?
anyways.
So,
He's going to look up at Zayne now. We're more than likely going to hit Blackstone tomorrow. And that was the town of... That was Mjolnir's birth town. There's been so many come and gone. And Schism now too. Although she said she would return, but well, I'm just wondering which one of us is next. Which one of us is going to leave for some reason or another.
Well, being honest, I thought I was going to get devoured last night. But thanks to the two of you, having my back as always.
Lucky fuck.
Zeal will very pointedly look to Alvor and say, well, just sort of nod, like you're the one who did exactly what Zayne said and stabbed it in the mind. So
Yeah.
And then look back to Zayne.
I mean, in our own way, we've all kind of been together this long, and now that it kind of feels like we're nearing the end,
Alvor's not good with like comforting people, so he does this main campaign chat.
We'll see if it pops up
Let's
here.
see.
I might have to grab my phone because it doesn't load through my computer.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
It's that
I see it, yep.
awkwardly putting his hand on his shoulder and like, yeah.
Eh,
Alvor's not so good with people.
He'll look, I mean, neither is Zeal, to be fair, so.
Well, Zeal, think of it like this. In all of our efforts, those who've come and gone in our group, all the efforts we've put through is actually bringing a lot more people together. When you really think about it, think back to the war room a few days ago. I don't think there's ever been a time where all the great leaders of city-states around in this country came together like that.
Even if it was under less than ideal circumstances.
Yeah. It's a pity that the circumstances are the pity, but it is a pity. It is a pity under these circumstances, but I don't know. Maybe in the long run, then it'll bring a brighter future for the whole country. Bring it back together.
And perhaps bring my home into the fold as well.
Yeah.
Maybe less isolated.
I would actually love to see that. Your home was amazing. And seeing the teachings that your masters and all their wisdom could do nothing but benefit Narr'tor.
And
their discretion of he's like at their discretion, of course. I wouldn't want to impose.
I do believe the reason that I came out here in the first place was to learn about the world. I feel I might hold some weight when I return. And then he'll look to Alvor and just kind of give a smile, since he's got his hand on his shoulder. And it's just like, just yeah, not as good back. But then he'll put his hand on Alvor's hand and look him in the eyes, and he's going to say, well, no matter how many of us leave, or whatever else might happen, I'm here till the end. Morgalla must be stopped.
Alvor's gonna smile and give his shoulder a little shake, and then look him deep in the eye and say, "You gonna finish it?"
My fucking God.
And Zeal. So after this, Zeal's just, and he'll just hand over his hand. I would have you no other way. Okay.
Love it.
I'm happy with that.
All right. So, with that, let's transition to our night watches. So, first up is Zeal.
Right. Let's make us a perception check.
Yep.
A 44.
Perfect.
For my
Okay.
my first few hours of watch.
Okay. So, even... Okay. Okay, with that 44... Even as the sun goes down, you can see on the edge of your vision the slightly familiar ruins of Blackstone. And it seems You're not sure what it is, but something seems to be pulling you towards it. Not in a immediate sort of way, but it almost feels like it's calling to you.
Is it in a bad way or in a good way? Because the last time we were there, I remember there being a demon of some sorts.
Roll a sense motive.
Pardon, monsieur. That's my job.
Sorry.
You're
I thought I muted it too. I forgot. Sorry.
You're good.
All good.
Oh, hold up. There we go. 27 on a
Okay.
sense motive.
27. That. Okay. So it seems like it doesn't seem inherently malicious, but it's definitely weird to feel something like a town calling to you.
Well, thinking back to the conversations we just had, I'm going to assume that Zeal thinks this to be some form of, not fate, but like fitting, I guess is the right word to use instead of fate. I mean, he believes in fate, but it's fitting, I think, is the right word. So,
Okay.
so it has him a little bit curious. And in fact, if you guys are all right with it, I might want to take a little bit of an extra look around the town before we continue on our way. I'm quick, so I mean, I can make my way around just to look without too much issue.
Okay. All right. So other than that, the night seems to proceed without much in the way of anything catching your eyes. So next we will proceed with round number 2.
It was Zayne's turn next, right?
Yep.
Hey, Zayne, your turn.
Alright.
As Zeal settles on his bed in a meditative position.
Okay.
For his 2 hours of quote-unquote sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He is so zen that he only need meditate instead of sleep.
Okay, so Zayne, 44.
Yeah, that's what I rolled.
Yeah. Okay, you get a You get a similar feeling coming from Blackstone. You have a better view of it now that since it's dark out and you have night vision, or dark vision rather. You have a better sense of whatever it could be that's calling out to you. It's because you can see better. But let me see here. Could you roll me a sense motive as well?
Of course.
That's not fair. Why is yours so much higher than mine?
Versatile performance, baby.
You know? Okay, fine, fair enough. You get to use your charisma for it.
You get charisma.
Yeah.
My charismas.
Okay.
Sounds like a nickname for a Charizard.
46. It definitely seems odd to you that, especially after going there and what you saw, that the town, like, something would be calling to you in some way that was coming from the town. Definitely seems weird to you. It's not something that you would typically be used to seeing.
Would this be... Is it like a So is it like? Do I feel like an effect, or is it just like a gut feeling?
just a gut feeling.
Okay. So it's not like a supernatural effect or anything. I just
No. It's just a general feeling in your gut.
okay.
Okay.
Well, in that case, Zayne will feel that too.
All right.
Interesting.
But other than the occasional sound of wildlife around you, once again you are the night passes by mostly quietly.
Okay.
Okay. And
Efficient's
so we will transition over to Alvor taking third watch rather.
Perception.
Yep. Okay. Okay. 90. Okay. Once again, Alvor, you're not sure what it is, but you just get a gut feeling coming from the south. It's strange. It feels like it's calling to you, but you're not entirely sure what that feeling is coming from. Whether it's some sort of magic or if it's just a feeling you have. Something is calling to you to go to the south.
Sense motive? Just
Go ahead. Sense motive.
I think the real question is here is, do you trust it?
Yep, true.
You absolutely don't trust it. You had some good luck. You had some good luck with fighting against the Bandersnatch last night, but whatever this is, it's giving you the willies.
Okay.
All right. But other than that,
when the others wake up in the morning, I'm gonna say, guys, I do not trust the South.
Hey, that's me in real life.
Hey, I resent that statement.
Oh,
but,
you're from Illinois. You're from Illinois.
no, I'm actually not. I'm actually originally from Arkansas.
Bitch! I don't even know you!
Anyway, so
You're like, wow, Alvor, you don't trust a cardinal direction. That's
that's
for
a
you,
that's
that's
a new
a lot.
one. That's a new one. So with that, we will transition to the final watch of the night.
I will have
Zeal.
already been awake.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
because I only need 2 hours.
Yep. So as Alvor walks into the cottage, you hear him come in, and you pass by him on his way to rest.
Sleep well.
Don't trust the South.
What? Excuse me, what?
I'm already asleep.
Slumps over.
Just- All right,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
Oh! God damn
Okay.
it.
Okay, so
Zeal became the Joker.
alternatively, he became a gnome.
Oh, not a gnome. I'm always afraid of tripping over them.
So, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Perception. 32.
There. Okay. You still get that gut feeling coming from the south, but other than that, it's not You don't hear or see anything that seems out of place aside from the occasional wildlife that passes by. And as the sun peeks up over the eastern horizon, we transition to daytime.
Yeah.
All right. So, all wake up bright and early and get your stuff prepared and are ready to make your way south.
Anyone else get a weird feeling about Blackstone ruins last night?
Now that you mention it, yes. I'm not sure how to describe it. It seems as though it's...
Trustworthy?
Yes, actually. That's probably what I would think. Why am I talking about myself in the third person?
Well, if we do pass by, I don't know. It feels like something's there, but should be cautious whether we go through or around.
I agree. Well, onward we go, I suppose.
Especially if it's a ground where demons and daemons might put up shop.
This is true. All right, I guess forward we go then.
All right. So, for the first 2 hours of travel, you have a pretty easy time of it. Make it down to about just on the outskirts of Blackstone. It is at this point where you can decide to either enter the town, or you can choose to sidestep and go around it.
Should we go through or should we go around? What do you guys think?
Yep.
Last time we went through, we saw a demon. I mean, I don't know if we want to see a demon again, but... I almost feel like we should. But I know the dangers of doing that.
Well, actually, about examining the size of the Blackstone ruins, about how much time do you think it would take to go through the town?
It would take 2 of your travel, 2 rolls worth of your travel time. Because it's Blackstone, it's a village, but it's still pretty sizable despite being in ruins.
Probably like the different, like straddling the border between village and town, I guess.
Yeah.
Alvor has a lust for adventure, and he's also has a justification of it, being in a rush. So he'll probably vote that we go through. That said, what could we potentially run into that we're not in a position to handle?
Don't say that.
Because when you do that, you're challenging the dungeon master. But I know what you mean, so...
Yeah.
We might as well probably save time going through, to be honest. It's, like you said, time is of the essence, so...
Well, let me see what I can do before we go through here.
Okay.
I could go ahead and throw up Good Hope. That way we have at least something to give us a little bit of a
cheer
buff as we go through.
It lasts for hours, right?
It's minutes.
Okay, because the thing is, more than likely, if Wuten's 2 rolls, it's probably going to be about an hour's worth of travel time through it, so minutes of time is probably not worth it.
Yeah. If you're just traveling through it, it'll be just another roll on my part. But if you're actually wanting to take the time to search the ruins, it'll take about 4 hours to go through most everything.
Do we want
all my stuff that's like either 10 minutes per level or longer is like stuff I can do with water.
Well, I mean, I have, obviously, I always have my bark skin up, so, I mean,
Yeah.
you know. Mine's literally lasts for 17 hours, so.
That's, if anything, we can proceed with caution if we go through. We know that there was danger last time, we can assume there's a fair possibility for danger this time.
Let's go through.
Yeah, so go through. I'm going to pay attention to that feeling, and I'm going to see if it feels like it's going to try to drag me anywhere, because if it does, well, we'll see. But I want to pay attention to that feeling, specifically, as we go through.
So, with that, I'll just... Let's see... Where did I put it? There we are. Okay. So, as you make your way into the ruins of Blackstone, you see the same dilapidated houses as before, buildings that have rotted away over the course of many years, which have also had various amounts of damage from multiple orc raids. You make your way through the town, and as you're making your way through, let's see here. That, I would like all of you to make a perception check.
Hey-o.
Nice. We are on guard, man.
Yeah.
All right, 43, 47, and 41. Okay.
Zayne, the skill monkey.
Yep. Let's see. That.
Flop you in the flopper.
It makes sense that Alvor would roll a 20 because he didn't trust it in the first place.
So.
To your special eyes, see.
Something's wrong here. Something's fucky.
Something seems fucky. Okay.
Can't really say fishy because, yeah.
Zayne's like, that's racist!
You wouldn't take offense. You wouldn't take offense to that. Fish smell weird.
I guess, fair enough.
Yeah, that's not wrong. Okay, so with that, you're making your way through the town, and then you start feeling the same thing that you all three felt last night. The same sort of pulling you towards a certain part of the town.
I think the evil spirit's this way, guys.
We should purge the town of its evil.
Should we follow our instinct and go towards where it's pulling us, or should we deliberately shy away from that part?
That is up to you.
I think I am gonna put up detect magic just to be on the side as we move about.
I put up sense motive and perception.
Okay.
So should we move towards it or not? I mean, I personally kind of want to. I just want to see what the heck is going on.
I want to see
I'm
what
just
it is.
curious.
Let's go.
Okay.
Well, Goody, what say you?
So, Goody, you have Detect Magic on, yes?
Yes.
Okay. It seems... Okay. Everywhere you look, the town seems to have let's see, I just need to make sure I get the correct wording here. Let's see. Okay, so it seems to have a faint aura of necromancy about it. Just the entire ruined town. However, as you look towards as you look into the direction towards where the feeling is pulling you towards, it seems like it gets to more of a moderate feeling.
The necromancer calls us, guys.
At the far end of your detect magic, you feel a sort of stronger aura of necromancy, just getting a bit more concentrated as it goes on.
Should we kill some? You guys want to kill some zombies? Sure, we got time.
Be really careful because there's some necromancy afoot, and just over that way, he says, pointing to whatever direction it's in. Something's there. That necromancy draw, I feel, is much more powerful over there.
Can I look very closely at where he's pointing? Maybe even possibly to see... there's like a magical aura of some kind? I don't know.
And is there any magic I might be able to... And is there any magic I might be able to spellcraft? Or...
I will also look for traps. Because why not?
Okay.
Anything that looks like a trap to me. Well, I didn't roll too well, but 29. So if it's not well hidden, then we'll see.
Okay. 29. You don't detect any traps, per se. That said... Okay. Zayne, you said you were wanting to do spellcraft, right?
Either spellcrafting or arcana or whatever that might be able to determine the nature
definitely,
of the spell.
Definitely would be knowledge arcana this time around.
Nice.
All right. So... Okay. This is definitely with a 38. Okay. You definitely sense a sort of I don't this would probably get you the if I auras will use it. Okay. DC.
He understands the ancient secrets.
Okay. So, you recognize this aura definitely as necromancy with the evil subtype. And a spell effect that is in place.
Does that mean he can make a spellcraft?
Not...
on the spell
not right now. Not right now, just because it's less of a spell and more of just a lingering aura of something.
Gotcha.
So, necromancy with the evil subtype. So it's getting stronger towards the direction that you're looking. Would you like to proceed?
What do you see, Zayne?
That powerful magic aura is something very evil. And I know that's might seem obvious since it's necromancy we're dealing with here, but it's the nature of the magic itself.
The last time we were here, we also dealt with an evil, a demon. So it seems as though whatever either is haunting it is back, or something new has taken its place. But whatever it is, it seems this town is cursed.
Just because I am very cautious and not I'm full out. We're at like DEFCON Alvor at this point. On a scale of trust.
Oh my god.
About how far away are we from it at this point?
It seems to be about 200 feet away from you. You see what seems to be a dilapidated it's like a hut on the edge of town.
Does it appear to be on chicken legs?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to make sure it's not Baba Yaga we're dealing with. That's all.
Just because I am so untrusting right now and I'm cautious as shit, I want to greater dispel magic.
You would like to greater dispel magic?
Yes.
On the hut?
All right. Are you targeting the hut?
Yes. So that would be an area dispel then, or
That would
would
be... Yes, that would be an area dispel.
okay.
All right. So,
So that-
roll your dispel check.
20 plus my level plus my casting modifier, I believe.
Casting level plus... no, it's actually just your caster level.
Oh,
D20 plus
okay.
your caster level.
Is that the same for greater as well?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
101.
21. Okay. So you cast Greater Dispel Magic. And as you do, you don't sense any immediate change, mostly because it's 200 feet away, so it's outside of your detect magic range.
Mhm.
But you cast the spell, and you see it go off without much issue.
Do you guys want to see what's in there, or should we just move on?
So did the spell go off, and can I tell that it was successful after a few minutes, or
Your spell went off successfully, and that said, after a few minutes, it still seems like the aura remains. But the thing is, it's all around the entire town, and it does still seem to be concentrating in that direction.
well,
It's not our main objective. Our main thing is to get to the Dwarf City to pick up this steel. But
well,
it's just
I mean, I'm curious still, but I'm just trying to think. Like, I mean, other
let's
than
just
the
go take
fact
a
that
look.
if it's that strong, and it seems to be the origin point of whatever's covering the town with its power, really not much we can do here, and it's not really much worth. It's nothing really much worth saving here. Do we really want to play with something necrotic
Yes.
this magnitude?
Well, we know Alvor wants to. To be fair, I mean, I want to.
Chaotic wants to. Zeal, though? Hmm?
That's the issue. I don't think. He does like to try to cleanse evil from places, and who
This
knows?
is
Maybe
true.
Blackstone could once again become a town like it was before. If perhaps the curse could be removed, who knows? So,
Well, if you guys really want to check this thing out, now I will put up good hope.
All right.
Okay.
So you
I-
get
again-
+2 to everything.
if only, because here's another reason too. It's the road that is traveled to get to the Dwarven Citadel, so that means other people have to pass through here too.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
No, that's a fair point.
we might as well see if maybe there's something we can do about it. That's kind of what we do almost. So.
I
And-
think all things considered, if Zeal in heading character mention that reasoning to Zayne, I think he would probably be like, well, okay, just be careful, we'll go along with it, and then he will put good hope up.
That sounds like a plan to me. All right.
I'm gonna stay behind you fuckers.
The more evil that we can
Okay.
cleanse from this world, the better. So we might as well give it a look.
Okay.
Because we're adventurers, and that's what adventurers do. Run into
That is what
danger
adventurers
first,
do.
head first.
That is what adventurers do.
Apply necromancy directly to the forehead.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second here.
Does a 54 kill you?
So what's your marching order here? Is it Alvor in front, and then what's going on here?
Zayne in the middle and me in the back?
No, I don't want to be in the middle.
You sure you want to be in the back, though? Because, I mean...
If you're approaching the thing from the front,
If I'm in the middle, then I can lend my AC to both of you.
That's true.
Would you like to just
I'll go
approach
first.
all in a line, all in like a
So,
horizontal line?
I'll approach first.
Here's
then
the thing.
Alvor,
Here's the
and
thing. Here's the thing.
Okay.
We're still outside, so I might be a few feet back here. Is all I'm trying to say.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine. That's fine.
Well, I'll stand next to Alvor because I trust his shield. And we have good hope,
Okay.
so let's see if we could find what is the source of this weird necromantic power and perhaps cleanse it from this village so that others do not have to deal with it.
Okay, so with that, I'm going
And
to
take its treasure.
transition you guys over to
Battle map.
the battle map for the little hut as you approach it.
Okay.
Zayne,
So-
do you still have detect magic on?
Yes.
Okay, the
gonna-
aura has most definitely not gone away.
And then 12 key because we assume I spent one on my barkskin. All right, cool.
Yeah, and make sure that you guys put your hit points onto your token before we dive in here.
So I'm not at max. Let's see, if you healed me for 34, that'd put me at...
No, you're healed for 34 and then 33 because I did it twice.
Oh, okay. That'll put me back at max then.
Okay.
Very
Team in the song.
good. 1 sec.
Okay.
Mm,
Well,
Well.
you know shit's about to go down when GM says make sure you put your 8 HP in the box.
see, I'm almost tempted to try the dispel again, but I don't. But it's a 5th level spell, and I kind of want to conserve everything I can.
Save it until you see something that would need to be dispelled. would
Yeah,
probably be
because
the
then if
best
I
thing.
can actually target whatever it is, that I wouldn't even need to roll for that.
Makes sense. So, what are we looking at? Are those windows?
Yes, those are windows that are boarded up. They've been boarded up with wooden planks. They are shut tight.
Okay, well, I will approach this window in front of me, and I will unboard the window.
Unboarding the window? All right.
I got some pretty strong hands, so...
Yeah, that's true. Roll your damage.
Damage...
+2.
Break check, what precisely would you...
What are you trying to do? Strength check, break check?
More like
your...
just pull the boards off. I'm not really attacking
okay.
it, I'm like pulling it off.
Okay, then strength check.
I can aid another, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Just
so you
DC
and I
10.
together can...
Yep. DC 10.
Just make a
strength
check against DC 10, yeah.
Sorry, me?
Yep, you.
It's
Just your strength modifier.
Right. Okay.
All right, 19. So +2 to Zeal's roll.
God damn it.
Oh, no. Well.
Okay.
1, 2... What happens?
Snaps
Alvor
back,
pulls-
like accidentally let go, and his fingers get trapped in the board.
Alvor pulls too hard. Alvor pulls too hard and actually pulls Zeal's hands off the board that he was gripping onto. Butterfingers.
Whoops. Well, try again. Might as well try again, I guess. I'd rather...
Alvor doesn't need to... You don't need to roll again. You just... Zeal, try again.
There we go.
Making up for it. Making up for it. Okay. So, you manage with a... Now that you have the feeling of Alvor pulling very tightly on you, you manage to grip with your fingers very tightly onto the board, and with a mighty heave, you manage to rip the boards off of the windowsill, and you manage to peer inside.
Yep, I'm going to give it a good look. Maybe
wait
stick
1
my
second.
head in to just kind of, gently stick my head in to look from side to side as well.
Yeah.
Check my corners, that sort of thing.
Yeah. 1 second. Forgot to do those. Oops. Pay no attention to the GM behind the curtain.
So, can I move inside to represent my head kind of poking in to look?
Yes, roll athletics just to avoid any boards that are sticking out.
So you mean
climb
a
into the windowsill.
climb check?
Because
Because we didn't have athletics in main campaign.
Oh, not athletics. Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Okay,
So,
I was confused.
Just
for a second.
weave your way around the boards.
Don't poke yourself with a rusty nail and get tetanus.
That would certainly suck.
It would.
46.
All right, you managed to very easily weave your way through and just wiggle your way so that you are now inside the hut.
Okay, and I'm going to give it a thorough... Are those stairs next to me to go upstairs?
Those are stairs. However, the upstairs appears to have caved in.
Okay. So I'm going to make a perception check. I am looking for anything out of the ordinary. I'm looking for any signs of having been lived in recently. Traps or... Again, just anything out of the ordinary. Any signs of life. Any traps or zombies. God damn it.
Okay.
Can't spell.
Okay.
Plus 25. So I have a 38 as I peer around the room. I do have low light vision, so if it's a little bit dimmer in here, I can still see perfectly fine.
So... the only light that you see is the light that is coming in through the windows. However, with your low light vision, you're able to glean a pretty good view of most of the insides. It doesn't seem like it's been lived in for a very long time.
So I'm going to turn and look at Alvor out the window, and I'm going to say, I don't see anything unusual, at least not yet. I could find the door and open it for you guys if you want.
And that door would be right here.
Yeah.
Let's all
Speak
go
of the devil.
Let's all just go in. Let's just go in.
Okay,
Let's
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go open the door for him then.
We
Alright.
can't open the door from the. We can't open the door from the outside.
Right
Oh,
up here.
well, there you go.
Hello.
Oh, good. Okay.
Welcome
Again.
in. Welcome to my Welcome to my abode.
As I get in, I think I'm actually gonna put up my fluid form.
There you go.
You are absolutely untrusting.
Absolutely not. We're going into confined space.
With an aura of necromancy, you guys
Yeah.
are idiots.
It's on DEFCON Alvor.
Castor's got yeah, Deathcon Alvor. Castor's got to be on guard, guys.
All right,
I'm
well,
the
I
only
guess
one
I'll
who can
go.
heal you right now, and I don't specialize in heals.
And you know, to be fair, the person who would be best to deal with this isn't here right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thorn.
I can heal you. Okay, so I can heal you guys for a lot, but it's best safer out of that with my heal song shit.
Fair.
Okay.
I'm gonna look in the other room real quick.
Wait. Okay. So, Zeal,
Yes.
as you
Poke my head around the corner.
poke your head around the curtains, you spot.
There's curtains?
Yes, these are. Yes, these are curtains.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah, they're. As they're
So,
like they're like loosely. They're very dilapidated from like moths and various things just rotting away on it. And as you peer around one of them, you see on the table.
So I'm going to hold a hand to Alvor, who is kind of coming up behind me and kind of like, sort of the kind of like stop motion, like stop.
Mhm.
And then there's something on the table in the other room. Can you describe what it looks like to me?
Okay. Have you ever seen okay. Chaotic, have you seen the fucking Epic Games thing that happened recently? Where it's
The
like
black hole.
they've got black hole. Yeah. It
Mhm.
basically looks like that, but in orb form. On the table rests a fairly let's say soccer ball size deep black orb that seems to pull the light from any sort of direction that is shining on it. It just seems to pull the light into itself, and any light that tries to enter it, it almost looks like it refracts around the orb in a sort of circular
like a black
motion.
hole.
Yeah, like a black hole. Yeah. But to you,
So
it looks like a big black orb. Not good.
yeah. Does it make me think of the orb that Zayne has at all?
Good
I remember
question.
that Zayne has like this orb of storm control, right?
That
Yeah.
is a good question. Does it? It is an orb, so yes, it does.
God damn it. So I held my hand on Alvor, and then I'm going to sort of look over to Zayne. I'm going to say, I see an orb like yours, but black. And it eats the light around it.
Oh. Hmm.
And Zeal, now that you're have you laid your eyes on it?
Well, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't know what it looks like.
Okay.
So,
I need you to make me a will save real quick.
Oh,
of
You're
course you do.
free to say this as you're making the will save, but
Is this an enchantment?
yes.
so I get a benefit against it. Is it sleep paralysis or stunning?
No.
Okay. So I do get a benefit from my monk training on my will save.
All right.
Which is... Oops, every time I gotta clip back in the window.
Sorry. Yeah.
So a 22 on my will save.
24 because of good.
24. You're right. I forgot to include good hope. So it is a
Okay.
24.
All right. Excuse me. Zeal, as you're saying this to...
urge to put your dick in it.
Oh, no.
Unzips monkey. anyway, it wants the hot monkey dick. Anyway,
Oh dear God.
that's an old Anon and Equestrian meme. Anyway, you as you're nudging Alvor,
and describing
almost-
the orb too.
and describing the orb, you almost subconsciously start walking towards it, and it almost your eyes have you've turned away and you're talking to Alvor and Zayne, but you don't notice that your feet start to slowly step forward towards the orb.
Can I like perceive it? So if I've perceived that yet, can I make a reflex save to stop him? Maybe.
Go ahead.
Perception or will or
That, I mean, he's walking forward. Are you wanting to stop him from walking forward?
yeah, just kind of catch his hands like, whoop, hey, easy there, monkey.
All right. With that, yeah, reflex save. Just like grabbing his hand.
Reflex.
Hold it on.
Okay,
34.
32, you grab... So 34, you grab his hand. However, I need you to...
Also, your will take.
As you reach through the curtain to grab his hand, you don't even notice it, but out of the corner of your eyes, you also catch a glimpse of the orb. I need you to make a will save as well.
Pretty.
And don't forget to add a +2 from Good Hope.
I want to stick my dick in it.
Apparently
Yes, you do.
Oh my God.
You're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, pretty. Sort of.
It's a pretty little hole you got there.
As we go in holding
As you-
hands.
As the two of you, as the both of
Oh,
you
no.
cross, as both of you start crossing as well.
I need a-
So,
I need a
Dispel the magics.
I need the tentacles.
so Zayne,
This is the time
as you
to
turn,
dispel the magics.
so Zayne, as you turn and hear Zeal talking to you, and then you hear Alvor go, oh, pretty. And you turn they're saying this as you're turning to look,
Right.
and you see them cross the threshold. Zayne, you don't see anyone anymore.
Well,
All that's there is the orb.
I'm concerned now. Am I dead?
can I
Is the adventure over?
You can Arcana it, yes, but I'll need you to make a will save as you're
So say if you could-
observing this.
Okay.
I was gonna
All
say
right.
if he could still see us, we could try a bardic escape and just put us somewhere else. Like, hey guys, let's not walk headlong into the.
That's what I was actually thinking to do, but if I can't see you guys, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Let's not skippity
All right.
doo-dah with our hands held together.
35.
All right. So 35. All right.
That doesn't
So
do it,
that's
but
your
I-
will save? Is that your will save?
Yes, that is my will save.
Okay, so you don't feel suddenly compelled to move forward. However, go ahead and make your knowledge arcana.
Okay.
You could
Yeah,
take
plus
your
two
nat
to that
20
as
on
well.
this.
Yeah. Okay. No, you know what? This is gonna be a nat 22 because of fucking Good Hope. So 40, 42.
All right.
And thanks for all
So
the
42.
Thanks for all
Perfect.
So 42.
Oh, because I'm a fish! Oh!
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So 42. Whatever this orb is, it has cast some sort of illusion spell. You still hear the footsteps as the two of them are moving closer. However, you don't see them.
Does my magic detect their presence in the illusion?
We are full of magic items.
Yeah, yes, it does. So you do see their auras as they're moving closer towards the table with the orb.
Are we still holding hands?
He is not able to tell. But yes, you are.
Oh boy. But I can see their auras, but I can't see or hear them. Okay.
You cannot see or hear them, but you can see their auras.
So are you on one side, me on the other?
Am I able to tell if this illusionary field, am I able to tell if it's harmful? Or is that not really discernible?
Not discernible based on what you can do right now. Plus, at the moment, you're in a bit of a hurry, so you're not able to take a good look at it.
Okay. Last question with the 42. Was I able to discern what exactly this orb was?
What exactly this orb is? With a 42.
I mean, that's pretty damn good.
That is pretty damn good. Okay. Whatever this orb is, it is the source of whatever is plaguing the town.
Okay.
But even with that check, you're unable to identify what exactly this orb is. But you are able to identify that whatever is plaguing this town, whatever this aura around the entire town is, that is the source.
This aura was here last time we were here as well, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Okay. But last time we didn't feel compelled to go find it. Interesting.
So, I guess worried about his compatriots. Oh god, I don't know if I want to step through.
I mean, you could cast Greater Dispel Magic, possibly.
I think I'm gonna need to try that again. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not feeling good about this thing.
All right.
Do an area dispel and possibly affect us and the orb, depending.
Well, I mean, like, I want to. Since I can see the orb, I kind of want to try it directly on the orb, since I can see the object.
Okay. So you want to do Greater Dispel, Targeted Dispel on the orb?
Greater, yeah. I want to. Greater Dispel is the most complicated fucking spell in the game. Let me pull it up here. Okay. So targeted. Dysfunction spell magic can dispel one spell for every 4 caster levels you possess, starting with the highest level and proceeding to lower level. There is no DC for this if I am targeting something directly.
Yep.
Additionally, it can remove effects that Remove Curse can remove.
Mm-hmm.
So, think, step back, and I will cast it.
Okay. Targeted Dispel, Greater Dispel Magic. Let's see what you got.
Oh, do I still roll for it?
Yeah, you still have to roll for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It works just like a targeted dispel for dispel magic, just that it's more powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
That fucking beautiful.
Oh. Congratulations, Goody. So, you managed to not only dispel whatever illusion was hiding Alvor and Zeal from you, but as the illusion dissipates and you see the two of them touch the orb, they're just looking down at the orb, and then they blink a couple of times, and they snap back to it. They snap back to attention, and they seem quite perplexed as to why they suddenly moved to touch the orb.
And why we're holding hands.
And why you're holding hands, among other things.
And Alvor's pants are down.
This is going to require some explanation.
Oh, there you guys are. What are you doing?
Zayne, it's not what it looks like.
I don't even know what it looks like.
Okay.
I guess I'm looking confusedly between Alvor and Zayne and the orb, and then back to Zayne, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Slowly drop Zeal's hand. Just kind of okay.
Trying to do it surreptitiously so that nobody notices.
Hoping
blush.
to work this time.
So, Alvor, Zeal, you have your hands on the orb. Nothing's happening. You suddenly realize that you are actually touching the orb, and so what do you do next?
Whoa! What just happened?
It's like if you've ever gone under for like surgery or something, it's like that moment where you're conscious one moment, you go under, and then it's like
You wake
a
back
snap
up
of the
and-
fingers, you wake back up, and it's a couple of days later, and you're awake, and you've gone through surgery. But in this case,
So much
it's yeah. Unless you're on some really good painkillers, but in this case, you remember Alvor. You remember grabbing Zeal's hand, and then now you are touching the orb and also holding Zeal's hand.
So slowly drop Zeal's hand and just be like, I think we just got enchanted.
So it would seem.
Think
So I guess
failed a will save.
Oh my god.
Are you two all right then?
So I'm just going to, notice my hands on the orb. I just take my hand off and turn to Zayne. Yes, but
Turn
I
to
don't know how I
yourself.
got in here. Yes, I turn to myself, and ask myself why. But and I look at Zayne and I'm like, I don't know what happened. I was awake one moment and gone the next, and now we're here. Do you know what this is?
Not specifically, but it seems, from what I can tell, this whole awful feeling we've been getting from seeing Blackstone from afar and even walking through it, it's as though this thing is the source of that necrotic energy that we could feel that we could feel even miles away. This
What
thing
is
was
it?
the source.
What is it doing here? Where did it come from? Who created it? Why would it be here? I thought the town was attacked by orcs. Did maybe something else happen?
Alvor, do you still have your hand on the orb?
I taken it off. Just stood up straight after I let go. I took my hand off.
Okay, so you both have taken your hands off the orb.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's probably the first thing. Like when he woke back up, he was like, "What?" and probably just immediately turned to look at Zayne and just, naturally took his hand off as he was
I
turning.
wonder if it was a temporary effect and now it's about to kick in again.
Would I be able to know if
The DM is chuckling.
if this is? Would I be able to know if this is
Chuckles.
something that the orcs would have tampered with?
Roll.
They're shamans or some shit.
Right. I'll let you have that with your knowledge arcana. This definitely does not seem like anything that the orcs would have any inkling of what to do with.
All right.
Whatever this is, it seems beyond orcish magic.
Is it
Yeah.
perhaps related to Morgana?
What's my detect magic showing me with it right now?
At the moment, nothing.
Okay, because with something this
So-
powerful, I'm almost worried that like the dispel was like just just flip like the temp, just hit the snooze button, as 'twere.
I will say that because you do know Dispel Magic, and I'm going to assume that Zayne is familiar with how Dispel Magic works. Dispel Magic only works temporarily on magical objects, and so this effect, this temporary suppression, is only temporary. So
Okay, well, you two we should definitely vacate this room first because this is a magical object. It's going to kick back on, and I don't know when.
I'm going to listen to your advice then, and immediately move out.
I will quickly vacate the premises. Go back
Just
around the curtain.
Don't look.
Won't look at it.
Let's meet over here real quick,
All right.
and discuss it. So
Meeting.
out of character. I don't know if this is something that. Okay, well, that's not true. I'm pretty sure that if there were any ancient beings that knew about something this powerful, surely Morgana has knowledge of it. And if he has knowledge of it, I don't like the idea of him potentially coming into acquisition of it.
This is true.
And yet, taking an enrapturing black hole orb with us is also not really a.
A good idea.
It doesn't seem like a very compelling idea.
Especially because you don't know what the hell it is, too.
Just-
Especially with your knowledge, so.
Yeah.
Well, then what the hell should we do
Anybody got
about it?
Raggy's Nair Twitter?
Oh, hold on, I'll DM him.
I don't know. We came all this way.
Yeah, but the question is, none of us know what to do. Our
it's-
spellcaster doesn't know what to do.
It only works on line of sight. We know that. So if we put it in our bag of holding or whatever, it should be just put it in a little baggie, right? Then it should be fine.
So that we can't see it. I mean,
Yeah.
bring it with us to the mages to be seen. Possibly.
Sure. I will. Yeah, what do you think?
Although,
That's
and I mean, our hands were touching it, and it didn't seem to necessarily do anything.
That was while the effect was paused. So we just
Yeah,
close
it
our
was
eyes
like-
and pick it up.
It was like as Zayne cast the Dispel Magic was right when your hands touched the orb.
Gotcha.
So he managed to get in right before you touched it.
So we go in with our eyes closed and turn our little bag of holding inside out like we're picking up dog do.
As long as it doesn't eat everything.
You turn
in the
your bag of holding inside out, all the stuff is going to come out, though. That's the thing.
I think I have a spare or something. Anyway, doesn't even have to be a bag of holding. Use like a coin pouch or something.
It was about the size of a basketball, I believe he said.
Soccer ball.
Soccer ball, the basketball, they're about the same size.
Yeah, about the same size.
I like the idea of getting it to the mages, but I don't know how the
To be
fuck
fair,
to get it to them.
Well, it almost seems like our best idea would be to sit there and do that and maybe immediately teleport rather than just bringing it with us to the dwarves. I know your scrolls cost a lot, but I mean, if we want to deal with this problem, whatever this thing is now. Although to be fair, it was also here last time we were here. So
It
if it hasn't
was.
moved,
The aura of necromancy was here last time that you guys were here. You just didn't feel any sort of compulsion. That said, you were also quite distracted when you entered, given what happened.
Close our eyes. Close our eyes. Like we get our towel and we're like, you know how you like somebody's getting out of the bath but you don't want to look, so you hold the towel up and just
fair. But I think what we're trying to figure is what do we do with it after we pick it up? So
take it with us.
just take it with us, like not even worry about like maybe going directly somewhere. Just stick it in the bag and go.
I'm not the expert.
I mean, as long as your bag of holding can hold it, we can just stick it in yours, I guess. But if my only issue I have is that even with his natural 20 roll, Zayne doesn't know what the fuck it is. So,
Zayne,
which makes me think that maybe it's an artifact or something. Who knows? But
Zayne, whatever it was, whatever this orb is, Zeal and Alvor really wanted to put their hands on it before you cast your dispel. So whatever it is, it was compelling them to touch it.
and apparently it's still compelling us to touch it because we want to go pick it up.
Ooh.
Another possible idea is that since we're going to go see the mages anyways, we could go pick up our steel, and then when we teleport to the mages, we tell them about it and say, can somebody with greater knowledge than I please check this out?
That's really,
as long as you describe the area well enough, a greater teleport can get them exactly where you describe. So
do I have anything that can leave like an arcane mark or something? Maybe.
do you have arcane mark?
No, I mean like just I'm trying to see if there's something I can do to like leave a mark.
There's an easy one. Pull out your knife and
Yeah,
draw
just
carving in the floor.
Yeah.
So
okay, so I think what I might suggest just doing for now is so let me paint a picture here of something that could go horribly fucking wrong. So one of us reaches into the bag of holding and be like, "Hey mages, look what I brought!" And everybody's like, "Ooh!" And then everybody fucking dies.
Fair.
So, God, I really wish I had sending. Where's our diviner? God damn it!
God damn it, Thorn!
Okay, so I'm just gonna say we notate this for now. I will describe everything that I can recall to the mages when we get to their place in the White Barren Woods. And if Scylla happens to contact me, I'll tell her, "Yo, relay this shit." And but for now, I think the plan will just be making a note to do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, NP. I kind of agree with that. I really don't want to fuck with it. I don't want the chance for us to the campaign to end right here.
Fine.
So
high level
necromancy
is nothing to fuck with.
that a 42 knowledge check doesn't know what it is.
Fine.
It's just like Ragnael not knowing what those weird mirrors were. So
You're a weird mirror.
So I'm sorry. I don't want to. I've had him for so long. And,
We came all this way through the haunted thing, and we'll just kind of.
At least we know what's causing the issue here in Blackstone now.
Fine.
That's true. One
I
of the
am
most
just
valuable things. One of the most valuable
be able to-
things is information in D&D.
I may have been able to figure out some things, but I'm not an expert at this. That would be for some of the some of the master wizards.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Well, my guess is that we go ahead and shove on away back to the dwarves.
All right.
All right.
I am going to leave a mark. Take out my dagger and leave a mark in this corner.
Okay.
And maybe like a mark of Naya or something.
A family crest, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll be something for them to look out for.
Okay. And
One
so
sec, I need to leave
if
Mark
that,
too. I'll be right back.
He said
gotta
he
leave a
wants
mark too. Take a pee break.
He just takes
Yeah.
he just takes a piss on the building.
But there was slightly off topic, but there was this one time I was on a call back at work, and someone took their headset with them into the bathroom.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
You can just imagine what happened. I'll just leave it to your imagination. But
God,
shall we
if you're
continue?
on a walkie-talkie too.
Yeah.
When it's being transmitted, you can't tell them either.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Hey, buddy, you got a hot mic.
And nobody said a word until after he was done.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys are deciding to leave it be for now.
Yeah.
I would say so, yes.
Excuse me. Okay, that
Pardon,
works.
monsieur.
Oh, thank you. All right, so with that,
You know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow night?
mm-hmm.
I'm going to be using my key visions to ask my ancestors, do you know anything about this weird fucking orb?
All right. So, as you... Let's re-enter the map proper. And we will transition back to our travel music. Yeah!
Yeah!
So, you've made your way through a very interesting encounter in Blackstone.
The
that did
Blackstone.
The Black Orb of Blackstone.
Home of a literal black stone. Crazy.
I don't
And
like the way
so-
you said stone.
Jesus Christ.
So, on that note, let's go ahead and as you've finished up, as that seemed to be the main thing that was calling you towards Blackstone, you pass through the rest of the town without much in the way of compulsions to search anything else, and you come out on the other side 4 hours later.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, so our last leg of our journey as the sun goes down. Manages to, now that you're on just regular plains, there aren't really any roads to go by, and so you're going to be moving a bit slower here, but
I'll
the
be
rest of
hopping
the
above them
evening-
like dogs do through tall grass. Just
yeah,
woof, 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 woof.
or like a dog through snow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So on the last little trek of the evening, as the sun once again begins to set behind the mountains, you have little issue as you see the orc fortress in the horizon. Yeah. In the far distance, you see little torches lighting up the fortress.
The fortress at the foot of the fountain.
Yeah. At the foot of the mountain.
What's the foot of the mountain? All right, let's go.
Burn the horde.
Sylvanas.
I challenge Makgora. All right. So now that nighttime is beginning to enter once more, let's get our night music going. And night watch and everything, and you're free to do any sort of nighttime roleplay you would like before we do our watches for the night.
Anybody have anything specific?
Nah.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to suggest for watch that I'll take the last two this time, just because then I can take advantage of the time before that, and I can use my key visions.
How about I take the first one?
Okay.
I'll take the middle.
All right.
All right. So, whatever you want to do first, Wuten.
Let's do the 2 watches for Zayne and Alvor first, and then we'll hop in with you for your key visions, and then we'll do the last 2 watches.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So 90. Okay. That's Zayne, you're taking first watch, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check as the sun sets. Perfect. So 41. That you are all good. The night, the first 2 hours pass without much commotion.
Okay.
So, Neighrator, it is your turn. Give me a perception check. And I'll roll mine.
Perception.
Perception. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Aside from, you see a couple of torches leave from the fortress. You see a couple of lights leave the fortress as what appears to be a patrol, an orc patrol, makes its way down and starts patrolling around the fortress. Other than that, the night passes without issue for your patrol.
Okay.
And so, key visions. Let's see. What sort of thing? So, as Zeal, you are drifting to sleep for your rest for the night. You decide to consult with your ancestor spirits about what you encountered today.
Okay.
Okay, so as the dream
want
opens
me-
up, as the
I was just gonna say, you want me to roll?
let me 1 second. Just wanna.
It works like divination, so.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I will. Okay. I'll go ahead and roll on my end, and we can proceed with your vision. Okay.
Okay.
So.
Did I succeed or did I fail?
I cannot tell you one way or another.
You sure?
I
Because
don't
divination
believe-
says I know if I fail. It says if the die roll fails, I know that it failed, unless specific magic yielding false information is at work.
Okay. You know that it worked fine. It worked perfectly
Okay.
fine.
Cool.
Excellent.
So there's no need to necessarily roleplay it out because I don't know how much time we have left, and I'd like to try to get us to the 4th city. So
yeah, we have about an hour left. So
sweet. So yeah,
let's go ahead and ask your question.
My question is going to be okay. So I'm just going to ask you guys real quick. Should I ask, was it a good idea to avoid the orb, or is it better to ask, is bringing this orb to the wizard's attention as soon as possible the best idea? Or even, what is the orb? But I mean, I'm not sure what the best question is to ask.
I like the second one because I feel that if I kind of feel like that the question that question phrased would be like, it would be in better hands if the answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good? Is it good to ask the wizard? Is it good to ask the great wizards if it's something they can handle, or however you phrase it? I forget now.
Yeah, and it will give me some kind of useful information of some sorts.
Right. And okay.
I guess same from you, NP.
I don't know. Yeah. Whatever you guys think.
Okay, I'll go ahead and ask that second question. I'm going to say, is bringing this orb to the wizard's attention as soon as possible a good idea? Basically, is what I.
Okay, so you specifically ask that, and the dream in its own way replies with, it will bring both weal and woe, depending on how it is done. Depending on the actions taken.
Whoa. Huh.
Okay, so basically exactly what we knew before. That's helpful.
Basically, yeah.
Any advice on actions that should be taken? Any more useful information that can be gleaned from that?
Whatever the orb is, your ancestor doesn't seem to remember what it is. They try very hard, but even this orb seems beyond your own ancestors.
Jeez.
Not even stories of the past that may possibly have involved it?
Not even stories of the past. Whatever this is, it's... Ooh.
New. It is new, whatever it is.
Probably wasn't
old.
Probably good we left that alone, to be honest.
Well, we left it alone before.
Yeah.
And it's been there for how long?
So, I
knows?
guess we're just going to have to be careful how we go about it with the mages, but I mean, I think literally our plan was just to tell them where it was and say, you guys might want to check that out, because you would have better knowledge of dealing with it than us.
And going back to what you were saying about, why we investigated to begin with. For all we know, we're just heroic adventurers, and with necrotic energy that powerful in a town like that had danger before, it kind of, I think it's the thing that we would do anyway.
Exploring to figure out what it was.
To tell master mages, hey, there's this really powerful thing. Here's what it can do. And prep your minds. Here's where it is. Proceed with caution.
True.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Let's go that way.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
Okay, so Zeal, let's go with your 2 watches.
Okay. 2 perception checks.
2 perception checks.
Well, 26.
Okay.
And then a 40.
You're so fucking lucky. The one that you rolled a 1 on was a completely clear 2 hours, and the one you rolled a 40 on, you managed to spot a group of silhouettes in the distance, traveling towards you with lighted torches along them.
Oh,
Are they coming from the direction of the Orc Fortress?
Yes.
So they're probably the Orc Patrol, more than likely, is my guess.
Yep.
That makes me go, it might be a good idea to wake folks up and say, hey, we might want to pop this fella down and kind of move out of this patrol's way, more than likely.
Yep, and I have a pretty good idea of how we can do it.
So,
Okay.
but noticing these people in the distance with the torches, I'm
Mhm.
going to pop down into the cottage, and I'm going to, whisper out, "There's a patrol coming. We need to hide." Because I'm pretty sure that we still don't want to meet the orcs, even though they're allies of convenience. I'm pretty sure we still don't want to deal with it, if we can help it, more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we probably couldn't defeat them if they're just normal orcs, but
Yeah, but we need the we kind of need the ally ship right now.
yeah. So worst comes to worst, we can always try to diplomacy our way past. But so I don't know what you guys want to do. I know there's still the horses as well. So I mean,
so if we're okay, so we're awake now. About how long would it look like it would take them to get here, Wuten?
Not more than a couple of minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe 10 minutes at most.
Well, that that definitely won't work. I was gonna think to my plan was to put up the the several miles worth of fog using my storm orb, but that takes exactly 10 minutes to cast up.
Conjure up.
So
yeah.
we can always just, you guys get on the horses and just kind of move out of the way of the direction they're moving. Since they're on foot, it's real. We can easily move to the side of them without them noticing us, especially through the tall grass. So,
yeah, I guess that's probably your best bet.
I think so, yeah.
All right. So you guys are trying to, you're dispelling the hut, and you're gonna try and make your way out of the way of their patrol.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
we
me.
should have some good speed with the horses and my speed, of course. So we should easily be able to get out of their way, especially if they're just walking. So.
Yep.
Long as we move at a
go
good
ahead
trot.
and just make me a stealth check.
Can he get any kind of benefit for, getting out of their way quickly or anything? Because otherwise we're just going to hear...
Just go ahead and roll it. Go ahead and roll it. Go ahead and roll it, because he's going to be on horseback.
Hey,
it's not bad. That's not bad.
I'm going to roll worse, watch, now that I've sat there and done that. So the
You
fates are
don't
going to
have
sit there.
do you?
What?
You don't have a horse, though, right?
Me? No.
Okay.
37.
And that will be against
He moves with the waves of the wind on the stalks of the grass.
Okay.
Oh man, now I wish I had the ninja light steps thing, because they could literally run on the tops of the grass. So
Brilliant. Okay, so
I mean, I can fly, but
So with that, luckily, you managed to spot them early and let your teammates know, because once you managed to get back on the horseback and just ride away, you managed to avoid the orc patrol and get moving a bit early on your journey.
Orc Patrol!
sounds like another band.
Yeah.
Orc patrol.
As you're riding, the sun begins to tickle the backs of your necks as it rises in the east, and we resume our daytime travel music.
Yeah.
So, now that you're on horseback
We're
in the
on our way.
plains,
We're on our
you're
way.
on the way.
I don't know the rest of that song.
Meridian City.
Going. Where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
Take me down to Cerulean City!
All right. So the morning, as the morning rises up, you have very, very little issue with traveling here. This is mostly flat lands. You remember traveling it before, and so you end up taking a very similar path that you took along the last
A long time ago.
a long time ago. And after a good 8 hours travel, wow, it actually completely tranquil day of travel.
That is the best kind of day of travel, you know?
Yeah, it's just nice, easy 8 hours of horseback. And you're free to, as the sun sets once again between the crevasses of the mountains, you are free to begin setting up camp for the night.
Still in Horde filth territory.
Still in Horde territory, guys. You're flagged.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's not the right one.
I was about to say.
Oh wait, yeah. Wait. Yeah, that is, I think.
I think that was the
Nighttime.
Blackstone music.
Was it?
It sounded menacing.
Oh, right. It was.
That's why I was about to say, what did we run across?
Okay. There we are.
Or is this one the Blackstone music?
No. This one's the Blackstone music. Okay. Yeah. Ephrodite is my nighttime travel music.
Gotcha.
The general nighttime theme.
No, fair enough. The
Okay.
beginnings are just a little bit the same, that's all.
Yeah. So, you set up camp.
Well, I mean, I could always use key visions again since we just keep traveling. I don't really
Yeah.
need to hold on to the key, so I could always ask another question.
That's true.
Anything you guys think that I might be able to ask either my ancestors or the nearby spirits at all? I'm just trying to think if there's anything that would be useful to learn about. Again, they don't seem to know anything about the orb itself, and the information about talking to the wizards apparently wasn't very helpful either. So.
They mainly answer questions about the past, right? Through their divination.
Useful pieces of advice in reply to a question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity that is to occur within a week. So when I asked about us going to see the wizards, I was assuming that was within about a week.
Okay.
Because it's not going to take us too much longer to get here, and then we were going to teleport. So I assumed it was going to be within about a week when I asked that question.
Okay.
So any specific goal, event, or activity to occur within a week, I can ask about, and should I be successful, get a useful piece of advice. Oh, well, it could be cryptic. So.
Well, this one's, I do have one, but it is a little bit selfish.
I mean, that's fine if that's what you would like me to do. Because Zeal is probably going to consult them anyways, but he can't really think of much to ask. So.
All things considered, he's very worried about the condition of Okid and what's become of him.
So I suppose I could try to ask that one. So I'll take the last two. I'll take the last two watches again and use my key visions.
Okay.
I really wish I
Zayne,
hadn't-
Alvor, go ahead and roll me perception checks for your watches.
Okay.
Okay. So Zayne, Alvor, pretty much the same as before. Alvor, you once again see another, in the distance over here, another round of torches come out for nightly patrols. And other than that, the first 4 hours of the night pass by without any issue.
Okay, so I use key visions.
Okay.
I will
What do
ask
you
the
wanted to ask?
question. If it's all right to ask the question, I guess.
Okay.
Asking about the condition of Okid.
Okay.
I'm trying to think how I would word it.
Right.
What did Morgalla and his kin do with the Archdruid Okid?
I'm also trying to think if the spirits will know it. I mean, hopefully it should be something useful, but yeah, I suppose we'll go with the way Goody said it.
Again, if that is something that you would want to do, I'm just saying that in character, I think, all things considered, that is something that Zayne is genuinely worried about.
I mean, I am too. It's probably something that he would have just possibly brought up because, like, I know that you seem to be able to speak to your ancestors. Do you think perhaps you could ask about Okid? And it's like, I'll go ahead and try to cast myself into the void tomorrow and see if I get an answer. So I will word it the way Goody did.
Okay. And I will roll my...
I should have an 87% chance of success.
Oh yeah, you're totally fine. The druid's will is strong, but Morgalla's is stronger.
That tells me quite a bit, for sure.
Yes.
I think. So, well, it's funny because it seems like it doesn't mean much, but I think I can glean what it means. So.
Yeah.
So when I wake up for my my watches, I will tell Zayne that I'll tell him what I learned in the morning, and I'll take my watches.
All right, and your watches also pass by without any major occurrences.
Cool.
You do see little torches moving about the plains every so often, but none are nearly close enough to spot
Be
your
worried about.
cottage. Yeah, nothing to be
Cool.
concerned with.
Sweet.
All right.
So once the morning rolls around, I will go ahead and I will tap Zayne and say, the spirits have told me that Okid has a strong will, but Morgalla's is stronger. From what I can glean of this, he is all right for now, but he will eventually break to whatever Morgalla is planning, which I suppose only means that we must hurry our steps if we wish to save him.
Well, yeah, you're right. I was hoping maybe some good news for Scylla, but I'd rather not bother her with uncertainties.
I would say it is some level of news, and that I am fairly certain, at least for now, he will be the same as we knew him before, or he will be able to recover to where we once knew him. He won't be broken, shall we say. I put trust in that.
Right. Well, let's make our way.
He'll tap so when you say that, he'll kind of pat you on the back and say, better to think positive than anything else. Yes, let us go.
All right. So, let me just roll my... And once more, the day passes by with no issue, and you manage to get to the base of the mountain where the dwarves are staying, or where the dwarves' city is.
Oh, man, I'd
Looks
almost
like
say we should take a stop by Miami for this beach episode, but all we have are sausages here.
Alvor's like, so what would it be called if it was just a bunch of girls? And then Zayne's like, clamberry.
God damn it.
Oh my god. So you are parked here up at the base of the mountain. Tomorrow in the daytime, you will be able to make it the rest of the way to through the mountains and into the dwarven city. Okay. So you're setting up camp one more time?
I believe so, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's reload the page. You guys still there?
Yep.
Okay, just checking. The remote desktop seems to have kind of
Oh, let me see.
gone blay.
It bled. It blepped.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can like reload the page real quick.
It's working on my end, so yeah, I think it's probably just your connection.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to reload the page here and see if that remote desktop took too long to respond. Okay, that's not helpful. I didn't ask that.
Just like force quit the app and start again if it really won't work.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna post an idea I just came up with in the main campaign chat here.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Activate storm. Teleport. Activate. Activate your redstone. Is that what that said?
It's supposed to, yeah. Misspelled.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
I mean, not a bad idea.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Let's see. I need to switch over to this one.
It's not bad.
Not a bad
Orcs
idea
die
at all.
horribly to a raging storm to Minecraft music.
It sounds like a YouTube video if ever I saw one.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I forgot the most important part.
Giorno piano.
Ba, ba, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Oh my god.
Damn it.
I'm so glad that you're a fan of part 5. Oh my god. It warms my heart that my friends are picking up on the JoJo's. Okay. Let me just get this all prepped.
It is working again, by the way.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
So I think it just had a hiccup.
Oh shit!
I was
Okay.
I was moving positions. That's all. Sorry.
Okay.
Fuck.
Shifting.
Several people are now typing, Goody, in response to you.
My first
so
response, why are you like this?
Can you get
Okay.
Zayne a tiny xylophone so he can play Giorno's theme in Danger?
My god!
I do have performed percussion.
He does. He does, and that's the worst part. Okay. I think this is mostly equal.
So should I ask another question, or should we just not bother anymore and just continue on our way?
You can ask a question. I'm
I'm
something.
asking I'm asking Goody Neighrator if either of you have more questions you might want me to try to ask, or because again, I really don't have anything else. I mean, there is another. I could possibly ask about place you're from. Maybe.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Like, is what was her name? Ray, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raylana? Yeah, I could always
Raylana?
ask if she's safe, possibly.
Yeah, ask if she's all right.
Okay, I will ask the spirits tonight about the condition of Raylana and place you're from. So.
Okay.
Once again, taking the last 2 watches.
All right. I will. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting something set up here.
Good to know. Whatever it is, I'm ready for it.
Okay. So. Zayne, your watch. Can you roll me a perception check real quick?
The exact same.
All right. So Zayne, your watch is pretty clear. Alvor, can you roll your perception check?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay. Alvor. You hear the sound of large flapping wings.
Guys, I hear the sound of large flapping wings and the music stopped. Everybody up.
So, with that, let me just get this last thing set up here. Unfortunately, because it's all completely dark out, you are unable.
The moon is out, isn't it?
What? Yes, but he's also a human.
Well, okay, he is, but I'm not.
You're key visioning.
Key visions.
Key visions.
I mean, I can be woken up in the middle of it and it just doesn't succeed and I just don't spend my key.
True.
Everybody up.
Come on, maggots, go, go, go.
Where the fuck did I put that? Okay, found it. Okay. Just gonna get this and then that is way too big.
Please not be fighting a gargantuan dire bat. Thank you. I mean, I guess Alvor could always try to ride it. That'd be kind of cool.
True.
I mean, he did it with a fucking with a rust monster. Might as well.
Yeah, the rust.
The
rust monster. Yeah. Okay, so Alvor, you hear the sounds of flapping wings above you, and on the cliffside, you hear a large thum as it like rattles the ground around like nearby. And let me just transition something over here. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
Are you sure? Are you sure?
oh my god, just do the thing.
Okay. So let me just pop this on. Well, it seems my father was right. I would find a couple of brave adventurers here.
Oh fuck, that was the Eye of Morgalla, wasn't it?
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Now what to do with you? As you hear...
That's a big boy.
As you hear large stomps just... and you feel like... You hear like the rocks just tumbling down off the cliffside. Now what to do
I was not prepared to fight a dragon.
with you?
Are we able to tell this is a Thunen?
It is Alvor.
Yes.
Roll another perception check.
I was
to
going to say,
recognize
does he recognize his voice?
You don't
I
recognize
imagine.
this one's voice.
Maybe a different dragon? Because, I mean, because when they did open the portal above Menace Vipa, a lot of black dragons came
I
out.
just remembered something, but I can't say it.
Hmm?
Why can't you say it?
I can't
Goody.
say it.
Goody, don't get us killed, Goody! Okay.
I
anyways.
kind of technically already did say it, but I can't get into it now.
Now I have to think back on
It's
the-
conjecture, though.
We could conjecture out of character.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
going to
conjecture out of
assume-
character just fine. Just fine. I take as much time as we need. There's
Okay,
there's some
so
fun stuff ahead.
When he said my father, this is just me talking, not Zayne's knowledge, but this is me.
Hmm?
Mhm.
My conjecture is maybe his dad isn't Morgalla, and it's someone else that I've written recently.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
A
If this is
different
if this is a Yamet, I'm gonna scream.
I guess the
gonna-
next question is, what color is it? But,
Well, it's too dark for Alvor to see. He can't even see the dragon. He just hears the sound of a voice, a deep, growling voice, and the sounds of stomps and like rocks just clattering down the cliffside that you guys set up camp at.
I woke up the others already, didn't I?
Have you?
just starts screaming to wake us up.
I thought I did. I thought I don't know. I thought I made that clear when I said, "Hey
Have
guys,
you?
the music stopped."
Well, I thought you were just
Question.
being
That was his
sarcastic
second
with
watch,
that.
right?
I'm sorry. Yes,
This-
if I haven't already, let's
this
go in
is-
and wake those. If the shaking hasn't woken them up already.
I was going to say that it was his second watch, right?
This is the second watch, yes.
I would be awake then.
So you would be awake, yes, yes.
So I
So-
start hearing everything too, and I would hear him say something. I would go and wake up Zayne, and he would probably come out to wherever Alvor is. So
All right. So with that, and it seems you brought friends with you. Oh.
can I have told Zayne to turn on his scimitar before we came outside, so that maybe we can see? I mean, Zayne could probably see, but it's harder for me and Alvor. So
Though it seems one of you is missing. Are they still in that hut? Shall I drag them out?
So I am looking as hard as I can through the darkness right now. Wish I had dark vision. so badly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out. Let's see.
I'm head out.
Head out.
Are we allowed to do any actions before anything happens?
Well, at the moment, it doesn't seem as though it, whatever it is actively attacking you. So you are free to speak.
I spend a moment to focus my ki and give myself wind jump. Then
I'm not going to take out my weapon menacingly as if I'm going to attack, but I am going to take it up to give the daylight.
Unsheath your sword. This one seeks. This one seeks to challenge me with a sword he seems as though he can barely even wield.
All the better to see your pretty face.
So, speaking of seeing his pretty face...
Flattery will get you nowhere, Undine. I know of you. My father spoke much of your power, as he has with the rest of you. Alvor, Zeal, Zayne.
We could fight this guy, or we could do the JoJo secret technique. What do you guys think?
He does have wings. He can probably catch us very easily.
All right, that simplifies our choice.
I was going to say either that or possibly diplomacy, but it really depends on what's going on right now. So, again, to ask, what color dragon is this that we are seeing in front of us?
This is, now that the sword has been unsheathed, it is very clearly a black dragon.
Okay, so...
What does that mean for us?
Well, Morgalla is a black dragon.
Yeah.
So
Morgalla is
his father.
He will probably have an acid breath, ready to use it. And since he is a powerful dragon, he probably can sling spells all over the place.
So Zeal is going to stand tall and look at this dragon as he's going to say, "Then if you know of us, you should know it is not wise to pick a fight or threaten us. What are you here for?" Because I'm pretty sure we recognize it's not a Thunin. I think we know what he looks like. So
it is definitely. You don't know what he looks like actually, but it is
not
based on
voice.
how he speaks. Yeah, based on how he speaks, it's very much not Ithunin. Ithunin is much more.
Much more Cygnus.
Yeah, much more Cygnus in his voice.
Gotcha.
This one seems much more of a. Definitely seems younger.
Mm-hmm.
Still carries with him the same amount of pride as any of the black dragons, but definitely. So.
You son of a bitch.
I almost feel confused, but okay.
Don't worry.
Okay. So that's what I end up saying is I'll just repeat it one more time. So it's then you should know that it is not wise to pick a fight with us. What is it that you want, dragon? As I stand tall and...
Do not presume yourself to stand on the same level as us, mortal. I come merely to sate my own curiosity. And if I am so inclined, to make things easier on my father by dealing with you myself.
Is that what you want?
Choose wisely.
Oh, I do so wish to feast upon your bones. But I am quite curious as to why 3 mighty adventurers find themselves out in the middle of nowhere. Why are you here? And what are you doing that brings you out into such desolate territory?
I
Hang on.
I was going to say, I certainly don't feel like telling him. There's a very strong possibility Morgana doesn't know what necessarily what we're doing. So why would we tell our enemy?
I might. Okay, I'm gonna flat out say it. I think I might have a bluff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You're the best at it. Go for it.
So, bluff I had in mind was considering the serial escalation that your father and his brood are causing, that we were seeking a peace treaty with the orcs. A temporary truce with the orcs.
He'll rest down on his 4 long, burly legs, and put a claw to his chin. That does seem curious. I had heard that the Nayans hated the orcs. And yet, why do you find yourselves on this side of the mountain pass? From my understanding, the road is on the other side.
Miami's down that way.
Yeah. Well, I highly doubt that the orcs would let us through their front gate. I know that he said flattery will get you nowhere, but I wanted to gauge. There's something else I had in mind to say. Something like,
Go ahead.
while we were at war, it would seem that. Okay, I think I have a good way I might want to word this here, because I think we've had enough experience with the Black Dragons to know that they are easily just extremely prideful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Zayne is going to say, while we were at war, it would seem that it was interrupted by being superior to our own. Thus, perhaps it was time that we wished. Perhaps it was time for us to figure a means to adapt beneath these beings, rather than wage such petty wars. Something to that effect. Sorry, I stumbled there. I'm on like 5 hours.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Go ahead and roll your bluff.
Okay.
Because it is necessary. It is slightly truthful what you're saying, but at the same time, it's hiding the truth.
Yes. 41.
Okay, so 41 versus.
Sense motive.
Yep. Let's see here. Sense motive. Oh. Okay. quite interesting. Though mortal races, you do so have your ways of crawling out of the crevasses when we wipe out your pathetic races. That is curious, though. This is almost delectable in and of itself. What else are you mortal races planning?
I really want to provoke this guy.
I mean, if you feel Alvor would do that.
You're more than free to do so.
I don't want to screw it up for everybody.
I mean, because to be fair, I considered something I was going to say too. I kind of generally leave the talkie to Zayne usually, so. But
what else are we planning?
Well, I mean, the easy answer is just to tell him it's not his business, but you know.
Yeah,
funny you should ask. We're actually just out pussy bitch hunting, and we just found one.
Brilliant.
I'm just gonna. I might as well just backspace my.
Roll initiative.
I'm just gonna backspace my bluff roll now, I guess.
Oh boy.
Hear this? I don't have a clacky clack, but listen to this. Hear that? That's my backspace key, NP.
I had meant for that to be hypothetical, but it doesn't. I don't know.
That's okay. It can be hypothetical if you like. I'm holding off on what you actually want to say in character.
What do we want?
So who?
Well,
so that's option A.
That's option A.
Well, I feel like that I have him by the words right now. But I got him by the tongue right now.
You do have him by the. He has not raised a claw against you yet. So you can assume that maybe you have a chance. Maybe. Oh god, there's a dragon right above us and he looks like he's hungry.
Well,
Zoink,
option
Scoob.
2 is, well, I was just about thinking to pocket sand. No, because I blinded the last dragon we fought.
That's true, you did.
So, all right, so a couple things come to mind here. One of them is to say something along the lines of, I'm surprised that you have such interest in our lowly affairs, my Lord Dragon. And
to be fair, that's actually a pretty good comeback. The reason being, if it's like, what else are you planning? Well, why would such a great and powerful being such as yourself even care what we were up to? Unless perhaps you're scared of what we're doing?
Oh, let's not tack that last part on now.
So that's what I'd suggest. But is that what you want to say?
Well, I think if there was a second thing I was going to tack on, it's going to be like, well, the dwarves are in the nearby vicinity, and we were going to speak, and we were going to confer with them next. In addition to that, what do you think? Let me Zeal, does that sound?
I mean, I personally wouldn't tell him that we were going to see the dwarves myself, because again, why give your enemy any more information than they need? So, but that's just me. You can say what you would like. That's just my suggestion.
Obviously, orcs are many in number, but surely you don't think that partnering with savages like those would give you even the most paltry of chances against us. You must have something else in mind.
Is that before I said this next bit?
Yep, it's before you say that.
Okay.
Next bit.
Zayne is going to put on his handsome look of his handsome face is going to kind of have like a little bit of surprise on it, and then he'll say, "Well, my apologies, my Lord Dragon. I had not thought the affairs of we lowly mortals were worth your time and attention. For after that, it was our agenda to speak with the dwarves on how we would proceed our civilizations at this point, is what he's getting at."
Is that so? Curious. It came to my understanding that the dwarves were dealing with a recent dragon problem of their own.
I think so. Do you mind if I cut in, Goody?
What did you have in mind? If you don't mind
Well,
my asking.
It's kind of taunting, gloating, going like, he said they were dealing with a dragon of their own. It's like, and basically I was going to say, and we dealt with him. Basically, almost as if not a threat, but it's basically showing him, yeah, don't mess with us. Basically, Do you think that's all right? Because I do feel like Zeal might. I almost want to say he's being kind of almost overconfident about that, because he thinks it might be good to kind of maybe get that dragon to double think before he messes with us. That's kind of what I was thinking. So.
My thought is, do we name the red dragon by name?
Okay, I could do that.
Well. The other thing is, he's kind of going to be our ally at this point. So
it would be proof that we knew that. If I just say, and we dealt with him, he'd be like, really? Can you prove?
It'd be like, you mean?
But if we happen,
he was.
If we happen to know his name, so the fact we know his name says something. So
just don't say whether or not he was dead or not. Just say, Egos. Yeah, we dealt with him. Idros. Sorry, we dealt with him.
Idros. Okay, so when he says this, he says they were dealing with a dragon problem of their own. I'm going to sort of again stand straighter, look at him, and I'm going to say, "Oh, Idros, I believe. Yes."
Okay,
that problem has been dealt with.
As you say his name, Idros, you see the dragon's eyes immediately flick towards you as you continue on with your words. So Idros lives. Or did. Perhaps you are not as feeble as I may have assumed you were. That said, if you think that defeating Idros gives you leverage over one such as myself, you would be sorely mistaken.
There's his pride again.
However, this information is almost delicious in and of itself. And he just places a claw to his chin, holds up his other claw, and starts pointing at the three of you in just a listful order, listfully, just very, very casually, just
counting us almost.
Yeah, but not just counting, but sort of sense motive, you guys. Sense motive, real quick.
Okay. Sense motive. Okay. 11. Sorry, one sec. Hey.
Nice.
Okay. So, guys, he definitely seems like he's sizing you up. But Zayne, as his claw slows down, you figure out what he is doing. He is picking out which one of you to strike first. And with that knowledge in mind, we're going to call scene.
Fuck.
Damn it!
And we will join back on the fun.
If I'd known he was gonna attack us, then I would have called him a pussy ass bitch. Oh well. Maybe I'll still have a chance. We'll see.
I think
Maybe.
you will with
We'll
what
see.
I'm about.
Yeah.
With what I'm about to do.
Okay.
You might. We'll see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. We've got it was mostly just a pretty low-key thing tonight, but we had that time in Blackstone getting some interesting lore bits. And yeah. Just doing some travel stuff. And yeah. Ending on a bit of a cliffhanger there. Something to look forward to next week.
Oh boy, another dragon fight.
Yeah. And this time
Okay.
it's just the three of you.
Thorn, why did you have to leave
I
right in
know.
the middle of this? Ah!
All right. So, hope everyone who's watching enjoyed the stream tonight, and we will catch all of you next weekend on the next exciting episode. Next exciting cliffhanged episode of Champions of Narr'tor. Bye.
Au revoir.
Night, everyone.
Ciao.